When it comes to planning tasks for the day, I just said to plan 60% of the available time of the day, but I didn't suggest anything in how to select which task you should do in the morning or in the afternoon before lunch, and that really refers to your own personal biological rhythm of performance. Basically, every human has some peak performance moments in a day or peak performance intervals in the day. So one of them is the morning time. So around 8 a.m., most people have a performance peak. So during the time of 7 till 10 a.m., so around 8, there is a performance peak. And the second peak of the day is at 8 p.m. in the evening. So around this time, basically. Important as well is that following to the performance peaks, there are performance valleys. So this is basically the lunchtime or the after lunchtime, so around 2 p.m. and the night time. So around 2 a.m. there is the lowest performance level of the day available here. So it's not that ideal to plan to fulfill tasks during nighttime. But important to see here as well is that you should use your performance peaks in the morning or in the afternoon to do the most those tasks that need the most effort by you, for you or from you. And which of these two times you should prefer doing the most important task of your day refers to if you consider yourself being rather a lark or an owl. So larks are people who tend to get up very early but get to bed in the evening pretty early as well. Owls, on the other hand, are those people who rather like to sleep longer in the morning, so to get up late and to get to bed late as well. Well, what's important here to see is that larks do have their performance peaks, their absolute total performance peaks of the day in the morning around 8 a.m. And the performance peak in the afternoon or the evening at 8 p.m. is not as strong as in the morning. On the other hand, for owls, it's the opposite, right? So they're likely to get up late, and their performance peak in the morning is as well not that of a performance peak. But their performance peak in the evening is even higher and even stronger. So their total performance peak of the day is in the afternoon or in the evening. So at around the evening time. Important to see is that you should never ever plan or schedule something really, really important at lunchtime or shortly after your lunchtime. And you never ever should try to work during nighttime. That's the important message here. And as well, nobody really is an absolute lark or an absolute owl considered these curves here. So you're most likely to be something in between here. But you know for yourself if you like rather to get up pretty early or you get up later. And I guess you already know that for yourself, your daily absolute performance peak is if it is rather in the morning or in the afternoon, right? So this is something that you should consider as well when planning your most important tasks in the day, during the day, and fill up the performance valleys rather with pretty shallow work here. So one suggestion to make a smarter daily planning is to plan only half days. So you separate your day into two halves, so the morning time and the afternoon. In this time, where most of the people are in their office, you should prefer the morning for doing the most relevant task of your day. Because there you have your performance peak inside, whereas in the afternoon you have the lunchtime, the early afternoon with your performance valley, and you rather have a performance peak in the evening after you got home. So if there's anything business related that you want to do in the office and that is the most relevant thing that you have to do in this day, then plan this to do in the morning. Secondly, separate your day in morning and afternoon as well to have a real separation of concerns in this to a certain matter. So plan what is your goal for the morning and plan what is your goal for the afternoon. Separate these two. So fill in the afternoon, for example, with rather shallow work and the task where you have to concentrate more on that, where the effort is higher to fulfill the task. Do this in the morning. And there apply as I've shown you, the Alpen method to plan the day. And there are two time spots where I would suggest to plan your day. That is, on one hand, if you want to do this rather in the morning, so this is the first thing when you come into your office, that you plan the day, select the task that you want to do, estimate the duration, schedule them for the day, etc. Or you do this in the afternoon or in the later afternoon, so before quitting the office. So take a look at the day, what you've done, what of the tasks are fulfilled, which are left and need to be postponed to tomorrow, and plan your tomorrow as well. So select the tasks, estimate duration, etc. for the next day. I would rather prefer the second one. So do this at the last couple of moments of your office day. And afterwards, don't plan the time after office time that much. So I suggested to just plan 60% of the available time of your day, and this includes as well to not plan the evening entirely. What I can suggest or recommend as well is that a lot of successful people write down what their successes of the day were. And therefore, I would say as well that it's a good idea to write success journals in the evening. So not as part of your business day or not as a last action of the day into the office. Maybe that would be a good idea as well, but I would prefer to do this before getting to bed. Write down 3 to 5 things where you say, okay, that is really a successful part of the day, something that happened here where I think, yeah, well, that's great. And that can be even something pretty small. So if you manage to talk to somebody and that talk and was just great, feels great, then this is something that went really successfully, and that's worth taking down as well into your success journal. So write down every day 3 to 5 things that you consider were successful during the day. Well, your daily schedule is not just about mornings, afternoons, just sets of tasks where you have to select several. Most of the time, we have a specific role that we are in, or we are into a specific area of our life. So we are the employee, or we are the family guy, or if we have an own business, then we are the entrepreneur here. And for each of those roles or for each of those life areas, we have several roles, and for each of those roles we should select at most one important task that we plan to do, that we plan to fulfill for the day. That is most of the time the smartest decision that you make, and that you make for this daily schedule. Yeah, that you're not just selecting 6 important tasks where you plan the duration and set a specific time where you are planning to do this, but just to select one very important particular task for each of the roles you are in for these days, or for each area of your life, where you say, okay, this is the one single task I want to fulfill today. And if you have multiple roles per life area, that's fine. Then select one task for each of those roles. In any else case, then select just one important task for any area of life. So if you're in one half of the day, the employee, then select one important task, one important thing that you want to fulfill, that you want to manage on this particular day in the office. And if you're at home and you have kids, for example, then you are the father or the mother, and then you select one specific task that you're doing in this role for the day. Where you say, okay, that's satisfying. That's a satisfying feeling if you manage to fulfill this particular task for the day. And that's important because most of the time our daily schedule, our plan is really full, and we very often see that we are not managing to do all the things we planned at the beginning, and that could be frustrating, and demotivating. But if you make sure that you're doing just one single thing for the day very good, then this is very satisfying. It's a good feeling, and something that you have to take down into a success journal if you're having one.